there is no doubt Jalen Hurts will be ready for the playoffs, Clark wrote. One Eagle told me he's a tough motherfucker. I would say that's a pretty red flag quote. No doubt he'll be ready for the playoffs. So, like, we don't see him for the next 3 weeks, potentially.
X-rays negative. MRI confirmed it was, quote unquote, only a sprain. I think this is where, this is your quote. I'm told there's no doubt he'll be ready for the playoffs.
Would you red flag that quote?
Yes. Now, part of it might be they're looking at like, we're a one-loss team. Odds are Minshew solid. We're really talented, right? We got Devontae, we got AJ, we got a good defense. We should be able to hold on to the 1 seed. The conversation you just had about Debo, they're probably having about Jalen. Can we hold on to
win one more game?
Yeah. And the answer is yes. You can still get the 1 seed without him. But imagine like if you said
Hurts did not miss a play in the game.
No, the injury happened in the third quarter.
Jordan Mailata, the 7th round pick, who's become their star left tackle, who can sing too. His quote was the last time that he laid on the ground, that one scared me. He just laid there. I ran over and said, stay down. And he said, pick me the fuck up. And I said, yes, sir.
So the Eagles play the Cowboys on the road Saturday night. They play the Saints on New Year's Day.
Do you think sneaky injuries are more rattling to a fan base than when you witness and just kind of go through the emotion? Like this one, if you're an Eagle fan, kind of comes out of left field. Like, it might have been banged up, but now it's like, wait, this guy might be seriously hurt. No. You might miss a game.
Yeah, because you're just driving the UPS truck, and all of a sudden you get a text message from a buddy that's just a link. It says Jalen Hurts. You think you do that thing where you're like, is this real? You check, is it real, Schefter? And you kind of every Sunday the game ends and everyone just exhales like we got through it, right? Honestly, it's how I feel with the Niner quarterbacks. Like you get through 4 quarters with Purdy. Did he walk off the field? Whew, okay, we're not going to the 4th string quarterback from the Niners perspective. So I think that's part of it. Just totally catch you off guard. Cowboys on the road, Saints, then Giants. They could lose one of those games. Just it's football. Shit happens. Those are competitive. The Giants competitive. Whatever.
Do you know who won the Saints Atlanta Falcon game?
Saints.
I don't know.
Saints, because I just know the Falcons lost.
I don't know. Not only do I know the outcome, I didn't see one play. I have no clue. No clues at any point. Was it like 28-20? Was it a 3-0 game? I know nothing about that. And I would pay to avoid learning one thing beside obviously the Falcons lost their coordinator.
Okay, $500, and I won't tell you. I won't read you the box score then.
If I had to guess score, I'd go 17-9.
21-18. Shootout.
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder, yeah. 50%, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 97 yards passing.
Rough day for the Eagles then. That's their 1st round pick, and they lose their quarterback.
Yeah. So Eagles are 13-1. That's their remaining schedule. Minnesota's 11-3. Niners are 10-4. If the Niners win out and the Vikings lose a game, they both end up with the same record. Niners will likely have the tiebreaker. Oh, they will have the tiebreaker. They don't play head-to-head, so their conference record is better. So the Niners would be in 2nd place. When the Niners were up 30, when the Vikings were down 33-0 at halftime, looked like the Niners. You texted me like the Niners. You said the Niners might be in 2nd place by lunch.
I saw Derek Pop. I tweeted that too, and then I saw Derek Pop on the comeback. Kind of pumping his Raider chest. Like a lot of these Niner tweets are gonna have to get erased. Like Derek, you can't celebrate the Niners thinking they might be the 2 seed when they're the 3 seed just because you're a Niner hater.
Wait, how can you pump your chest when the Colts are the team that beat the Raiders and they're the one giving up a historic comeback?
I don't know if he was technically pumping his chest, but I knew where it was coming from.
Yeah, he was saying that at you. Subtweeting. You're getting subtweeted.
Not just me, but just a lot of people were tweeting it. A lot of people I'm sure he follows, and he doesn't like. Raider guy doesn't like when the Niners have a lot of success and they're really terrible. I think they can deal with some success if they're also got a playoff opportunity. When things are the Niners are cruising 7-8 straight wins, Brock Purdy on top of the world, and they're just getting kicked. Like that's when they really start getting edgy.
Jan 1's going to be a big day, John.
Except if a playoff seed is set up, they really not.
I know. So the Niners can be the 2 seed,
but it still kind of is.
Minnesota plays Green Bay in 2 weeks. Minnesota actually hosts the Giants this week. Then they play at Green Bay. Then they play at Chicago. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they lose one of those 3 games.
What if the Raiders beat the Niners and we just refuse to do a show?
We just do only Niners playoff picture topics?
Yeah, we're just like, it's New Year's, bro. We're on vacation. We're not.
So 2 seeds not out of the realm. And now, I would say still with Philly, I still think they're likely the 1 seed, but just something to be aware of, right?
I actually kind of hope the Raiders now beat the Steelers and they have a chance to get to 8-8. And who knows, maybe the Jets lose, the Patriots lose a game, and
Miami loses.
And it just some sunlight opens up, and there's what's the Steelers record? Same thing, 6-8, I would imagine.
Steelers are 6-8. Yep.
So the game Sunday is not nothing.
No, I mean losers is I think eliminated. Basically, I don't know if that's the math, but you would feel like you're pretty toast if you got the 9 losses.
You never know with the weather, people, even though it's a long way out. But Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is that Saturday night? High of 13 degrees. No snow Friday, but it's Saturday, Sunday, high of 13 and high of 7. It's going to be cold.
You'd rather it snow at like 30 degrees than not snow at 13 degrees. As
Players always say that.
In 9 degrees, I can tell you, there's a difference between 30 and like 11.
I saw your guy Will Blackman tweeted, might have been the Browns-Raven game, or it might have been early on in the Bills game, but I think when the Bills game started, it wasn't as cold as they thought it was going to be, and that Browns-Raven game started snowing at the end. He's like, when it gets so cold, because there were a couple missed tackles, and he's like, bro, you can't feel your fingers trying to tackle people in open space. That sucks when it's like 20 degrees.
I talked to Will. I'm like, were you a no shirt and warm-ups guy? He was like, hell no. Why? Anyway.
All the Bills guys except Josh Allen, short sleeves. I even like when receivers like Diggs and Davis, no sleeves. Like tough guys.
Yeah, it is.
Tyreek, no sleeves.
Niners is a 2 seed. I got to be honest. I don't feel like they're going to end up at the 2, but it's really, could Minnesota lose Giants, Packers, or Bears? It's not inconceivable. Niners got to win all 3 of their games too, which is, it's no gimme.
Yeah. And I think there's a chance that you kind of
throttle down
big time against Arizona. Well, you're throwing guys out there against that squad. I don't know. I think Josh. Yeah.
I would have imagined when the season began that you'd be like, well, we better sit Brock week 18, I guess.
I just think I'd be hard pressed to play Bosa, Trent, and some of these guys that game, man.
Did you hesitate there when I said you would bench Brock for that game if you're locked in?
I mean, it's quarterback. I think that you could probably maybe give him a half and give Josh a half.
I would not put him out there. If you're like satisfied with whatever you are, if you're the 3 seed and you're locked in and you're happy about it, I would not mess with it at all.
Because there's a decent chance that game
this year.
Well, the NFL usually puts all the games at the same time, right, to keep like the integrity. Isn't that
That's what I thought? But then when you look at the times, they're all TBD.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just AM or PM. Not necessarily.
I just think they know, like they put you around the teams that impact your draft seeding.
Yeah.
If you are playing at the same time Minnesota's playing, and you have the 1 game,
yes,
you playing everybody, or you throttling off?
Oh, you're saying because you just have to tie them in order to. So if you've won your next 2,
and they've won their next 2, they play the Lions. I think week 18.
No, they play the Bears.
Yeah, I would just approach it like giving them the win.